Kuyami Juskuna Chitanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun, slimo patona. Mundi hodonga chikonkabi, jawana bota ayuata honga chakanki dora. Kachi kuita hodonga. Topa da bungualia gando do nado chuchut. Muksha papampa, bola wana chikne. Bamuli slemo, boda wanga kun bes mulira rabes. Tiska du suki kumpa, nabona naikachu. Agtuinkotu. Topa da bungualia gando nado chuchut. Kabachi kuita hodonga. Yalamo inkapun. Jiloba mulira ni bobo. Wango kun bes ya gang, bama mulira.
Baba Mamurira. Okay, so I would like to race one of my heats, but I want to find out what time it is. 38 seconds. Should be easy enough. Okay, let's get you on the track. Oh no. Come on. It's harder than it looks. We did it. Ooh. You did it! You got the top time! You just beat races you've been doing this for 20 years! This is amazing! For someone who's never ridden a swoop before today comes in here. Wait a minute. I don't believe. Look at the board! One of the Vulcans just beat your time. Who? It's Red Ross. It's okay, the day ain't over yet and the accelerator's still hung together. You just have to get out there and again and show them how it's done. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Star Wars Knights of the Republic. This is your boy. It's me again. So we are on episode 7, I think. I'll have to check that. Don't quote me. The title will be down there anyway. Feel free to pop a comment down there. Let me know how everything's going. You know what all the buttons do. You know what to do. Yeah. Just done one of our first heats on the pod race. We're trying to win Bastila over here. But she can't talk. No talkie. This guy explains. So she wouldn't hear you anyway. She's got a neural disruptor collar on to keep her under control. Which, yeah, so she's incapacitated at the moment, and we're trying to win her as a prize, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of our only way to get her, to save her. So we've done one of our heats, just got beat, so we're gonna have to do one more heat. If I do it well enough, I won't have to do another one. So. Back again, I see. So, are you ready to hit the track? Not literally, of course. We've already lost one rider that way today. Oh, God. What's time to beat? 27.84. Good, but not the best I've seen. Don't know if it will stand. Let's reach more heats. Let's get on the track. Woohoo! Let's do this. Hopefully, I'll be a bit better this time. It's a bit of a weird control scheme. Kind of got to just mash the space button. 12 seconds, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 27 to beat. Come on, yes! That's how you do it. 3 seconds. You did it! In 20 years I've never seen anybody handle a swoop rider like that before. Nobody's going to be that time, nobody. One of the best, I would imagine. I guess Gadden knew what he was doing when he picked you to ride for us. Now the only thing is to wait for the time to become official and go collect your prize. Ubabakuja. The winner of this year's swoop race is me! Your skill and courage, you have proven yourself the premier swoop rider on Taris and brought great glory to the Hidden Bet gang. Now here to present the Champions Prize, Bredzik, leader of the Black Walkers.
People, hear me! Before I present the so-called champion of the Becks with their prize, there is something you must
Not
know.
bear at all.
The winning rider cheated.
What did cheat? You're a damn liar, Bredzik.
Your swoop bike was using a prototype accelerator. Clearly an unfair advantage. Because of this hidden Beck treachery, I'm withdrawing the
Is
Vulca's
that
share of
cheating,
the
or is
victory
that just
prize.
good mechanics? You
You
can't do this, Bredzik. You know the rules. No one's allowed to withdraw a victory prize after the race. It goes against all our most sacred traditions.
You old fool.
Whoa.
Your traditions are nothing to me. I am the wave of the future.
He's the wave
If I
of the
want to
future,
withdraw the
apparently.
prize and sell this woman on the
Wave of the
slave market
future.
myself, nobody can stop me.
I might have something to say about that, Bredzik.
Oh. Oh, no, she didn't.
What? Impossible. You were restrained by a neural disruptor. How could you have possibly summoned the will to free yourself?
You underestimate the strength of a Jedi's mind, Bredzik. A mistake you won't live to regret.
Vulcus, to me! Kill this woman! Kill the swoop rider! Kill them all!
Guess we're fighting. Well, I'm not going to bother with these guys. I'm going to bother with Bredzik. Go with the flurry, see what happens.
There!
Okay, let's try power attack. Where are you going? I think Basta kind of just like takes these guys out in one go. One more power and then a flurry. This fight's a bit dead, isn't it? Come on. Come on. Yes, thank you. Nice. Okay, I want to quickly loot everything before she talks to me. Quick, quick. Loot, loot. I've got a lightsaber, Bredzik spell, Bredzik armband, Bredzik gloves. These are a good combination. This is what I wanted. That's everything. Oh. Looks like I'm feeling his bum.
Well, maybe those bloody
Hello.
Vulcans will think twice next time
Maybe
before
they
trying to
bloody
keep a
Vulcans.
Jedi prisoner. And as for you, if you think you can collect me as a prize... Wait, I don't believe this. You're one of the soldiers with the Republic fleet, aren't you? Yes, I'm sure of it. How did you end up racing for these swoop gangs?
It's a very long story. Oh, there you go. It's a
Well,
long
we don't have
story.
time for it now. We have to get out of here before the Sith show up to sort out this mess. Is there somewhere safe we can go?
Yeah, actually, I've got somewhere safe to go. I can take you there after I save you from Bredzik.
Save me. Is that what you were trying to accomplish by riding in that swoop race? Well, as far as rescues go, this is a pretty poor example. In case you hadn't noticed, I managed to free myself from that neural restraint collar without your help. In fact, it's more accurate to say that I saved you. Bredzik and his Vulcans would have left you for dead if I hadn't stepped into that fight. You're lucky I was here to get you out of this mess.
Why has she been so mean? We don't have time for this. Kath is waiting for us. Yeah, I don't want to
Karthanasi's
go through all
alive.
this.
Finally, some good news. Karth is one of the Republic's best soldiers. He's proved himself a hero a dozen times over. And he sent you here to save me. Maybe I misjudged you. Karth wouldn't have sent you if he wasn't confident in your abilities. Forgive me. Despite my Jedi training, I still tend to act a bit rashly sometimes. Please take me to Karth right
A
away.
bit rash.
Between the three of us, I'm sure we can figure out some way to get off this planet before the Sith realize we're here.
I'm all for an independent win.
You cannot win, Revan.
You cannot win, Revan. That must be Revan and Bastila then. Well, obviously. Duh.
Bastila, you're alive! Finally, things are looking up. Now I just need to figure out a way to get off this planet.
Tell
I
me
mean, you
about it.
don't have a plan to get off Taurus yet. What have you been doing all this time?
Like, chill. Wow. like I was saying, I love an independent queen, but I love an independent queen. Although she just seems to be a bit mean. I was just trying to help. We were trying to find you, remember? Don't want to figure something out. I'm getting a little sick of your attitude. Probably best not to say that. We were trying to find you, remember?
I see. Now that I'm back in charge of this mission, perhaps we can start doing things properly. Hopefully our escape from Terrace will go more smoothly than when you rescued me from Brejik.
I know you're new at this, Bastila, but a leader doesn't berate her troops just because things aren't going as planned. Don't let your ego get in the way of the real issues here.
That hardly strikes me as an appropriate way of addressing your commander, Karth. I am a member of the Jedi Order, and this is my mission. Don't forget that. My battle meditation ability has helped the Republic many times in this war, and it will serve us well here, I'm sure.
Your talents might win us a few battles, but that doesn't make you a good leader. A good leader would at least listen to the advice of those who have seen more combat than she ever will.
Yeah, let's settle down. This isn't helping.
Yes, you're right, of course. I apologize, Karth. This has been a difficult time for me. Of course, I'm happy to listen to your advice. What do you suggest we do?
First off, we can't get hung up on who's in charge. We all need to work together if we want to get off this rock. The answer is out there, we just have to find it.
Well said, Karth. And the sooner we start looking, the better.
Touché.
I've already been a prisoner of the Vulkars, and I don't plan on being captured by the Sith.
Don't worry, I won't let that happen.
I think we'll need some help getting off Terrace. Maybe if we ask around, one of the locals can help us out. We should probably start by asking around in the cantinas. Is something wrong? You seem as if something's troubling you.
Well, now you mention it, something weird happened when we first met, like a vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
Of you fighting a dark Jedi, Revan, I guess.
This is a bit strange. Such visions are often a sign of Force sensitivity.
You saying I can use the Force?
I'm not sure. It may be that you have some connection to the Force. It would not be unheard of. When we first met, your natural talent may have fed off my own Force abilities. It is possible that in the excitement of the battle's aftermath, the Force allowed you to witness one of my more intense memories.
So, does this mean I could be a Jedi?
The Force is complicated. Even I, with all my training, cannot fully understand it yet. This is a matter best left to the wise masters of the Jedi Council. Once we escape Terrace, we can seek the guidance of the Council if you wish. They will understand the significance of your vision, if there is any. However, I think it would be best if we all stayed focused on the task at hand right now. We can't afford any distractions. We need to find a way off Terrace.
Gotcha. So we've got some downtime here, so I was thinking of making this a little bit of a talky session, because we can obviously advance conversations with our companions, and each of them has like a little mission that we can do as well when we eventually get to the right moments in the story. So I'm going to do that now. Perfect. Okay, so I think we should start with Karth. We barely spoke to him. Let's just check in. Put your sword away. Thank you.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Well, I'd like to know some more about you, Karth.
Me? Well, I've been a star pilot for the Republic for years. Seen more than my share of wars. I fought in the Mandalorian Wars before all this started. But with all that, I've never experienced anything like the slaughter these Sith animals can unleash. Not even the Mandalorians were that senseless. My homeworld was one of the first planets to fall to Malak's fleet. The Sith bombed it into submission, and there wasn't a damn thing our Republic forces could do to stop them.
You're talking like it's your fault, like you failed somehow.
It shouldn't be my fault. I did everything I could. I followed my orders and did my duty. That shouldn't mean I failed them. I didn't.
Them? Do you mean the people of your homeworld?
Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not making much sense, am I? You probably mean well with your questions. I'm just not accustomed to talking about my past very much. At all, actually. I'm more used to taking action, keeping my mind focused on the business at hand. So let's just do that. If you have more questions, ask them later.
Okay.
Yes, what's on your mind? You got it.
Is that all we can get from him? Fair enough.
You got it.
Let's move with Mission. She was the second one
Hey
to
there,
join us.
what can I do for you?
I want to know a little bit more about you, Mission.
Really? You want to know about me?
Yeah,
Nobody's
sure.
ever really been interested in me before. What do you want to know?
Well, where are your parents? Don't you have family?
Big Z's my family, you know? My parents, well, I guess they're dead. It was just me on my own until the day I saw Zalbar in the lower city. I could tell right away he was in trouble. This was before the gang wars were out of hand. But even then, the Volkers were scum. A few of them were hassling Big Z, trying to pick a fight, but he wasn't looking for trouble.
Who'd want to pick a fight with a Wookiee?
Hey, nobody said the Volkers were smart, but there
Fair
were
enough.
3 of them, so maybe they figured they could handle him. I don't know. Anyway, I don't like the Volkers at the best of times. And when I saw them picking on this poor Wookiee, all alone on a strange planet, overwhelmed by the big city, I just lost it. I screamed out, "Leave him alone, you core slimes!" and charged right at them. Well, one of them saw me coming and slapped me so hard he just about knocked me cold.
You're lucky he didn't fry you with his blaster.
Hey, I don't need a lecture from you. You ain't my mother. I knew what I was doing. Those Volkers didn't scare me. They're nothing but cowards. I knew how to deal with them. Of course, I never got the chance. I guess Zalbar didn't like seeing me get smacked around. He let out this howl and yanked that Volker a meter up off the ground and held him there by his throat.
What did the other 2 Wookers do?
The other 2 screamed and ran off. Can't say I blame them. The first time you see an angry Wookiee up close, it isn't a pretty sight. I thought Zalbar was gonna rip that punk's arms off and beat him to death with his own fists. The Volker was so scared, he fainted. Or maybe it was Big Z's breath just knocked him out. I keep telling Zalbar to brush those choppers of his, but he never listens. Just stay upwind when he's speaking and you'll be fine. Anyway, I knew those Volkers would be back with friends, so I grabbed Zalbar and we took off. Ever since then, we've been a team. We look out for each other, you know?
How did Zalbar end up on Taris?
He was fleeing some kind of trouble back on Kashyyyk. That's all I know, really. Big Z doesn't like to talk about it. In case you didn't notice, he's the strong, silent type. Doesn't much matter to me, though. I accept him for what he is, not what he was. Me and Zalbar like to live in the present.
How did you survive before you met Zalbar?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You think I
Nothing.
can't take care of myself? I've got street smarts. I know how to get by on my own. In fact, I look out for Zalbar more than he looks out for me, you know? Big Z is a little bit too gullible to make it alone on the mean streets of the lower city.
We should get a testing hand anyway.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Like I used to tell my brother, fast talk and slick words don't get the job done.
I didn't know you had a brother.
My brother's a touchy subject, you know? It just so happens, I don't really feel like talking about him right now. Nothing personal. Let's just get back to the business at hand, okay?
Okie dokie.
Hey
You
there,
know
what
anything
can I
else?
do?
I was just wondering if I could talk to you about your brother.
I was a little snappish when we last talked. I'm sorry about that. I get a little touchy when it comes to Griff. It's kind of embarrassing telling people about him.
Embarrassing. Why?
It's complicated. Griff wasn't the most popular guy. He had his faults. But I still loved him, you know? Sometimes people don't understand. I never knew my parents. My brother always looked out for me. He's the one who brought me here to Taris. I was just a kid, only 5. But I remember the trip, if you could call it that. We were stuffed inside a packing crate in a starfreighter's cargo hold with just enough food and water to make the trip. Not exactly first class, you know?
You were stowaways?
I don't know the whole story. I was pretty young, but my brother owed a lot of money. Might even have been a few arrest warrants out for him, I don't know. The only way to get off the planet was to smuggle ourselves out. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like we were criminals. Well, maybe my brother was. See, this is why I don't like to talk about it. It makes Griff sound worse than he really was. My brother had his problems, but he always looked out for me.
He's family. You have to stick by your family.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Without my brother, I don't know where I'd be. He gambled and drank, and he was always borrowing money for his latest get-rich-quick scheme. But he had a good heart, you know? He taught me how to survive, showed me how to slice into a computer security system, how to get inside a locked building without the entrance codes, and how to spot a wealthy mark for a quick shell game.
Sounds like he was nothing but a petty criminal.
Hey, you don't know what it's like. You need those skills here in the lower city. Griff did right by me. I really miss him since he left. I keep hoping he'll come back someday. He promised me he would.
Well, why did he leave?
He fell in with a bad crowd. It's all Lena's fault. She's the one who took him from me. Just batted those long lashes at him and off he went.
Who's Lena?
I don't want to talk about Griff and Lena. Just the thought of that space tramp makes my blood boil. Subject's closed as far as I'm concerned. If I'm gonna be any help to you, I can't be worrying about my brother running off with some intergalactic skank. So is there something else you need?
No, that's it. Never mind.
Okay, have it your way. Hey there,
I don't
what can I
think
do
we
for
can
you?
talk to her about anything. Oh. I want to talk to you about your brother.
I don't want to talk about Griff and Lee. If I'm gonna be any help to you...
Fair
Okay.
enough. We'll talk to her later. I'm going to leave Zalbar for a different time, because... No, we'll talk to him now. When if you can help me with a problem? Someone threatened the door, Bastion. You should ask someone else. Oh. I want to know a little bit more about you, Zalbar. Oh, a lot of my life debt, but I don't feel we share more than that. Mission may say more, but I will not. You don't trust me? It is nothing personal, but I just don't feel you could understand anything about me. The ways of my people are not for outsiders to know. You'll have to be content with that. You'll have to tell me more eventually. That may be, but not today. Okay. And finally, Bastila.
How can I help?
You want to talk to me about something?
I would like to know what happened after you crashed on Taurus. I'm curious as to what you and Karth were doing before we all joined forces.
Before I rescued you, you mean?
I managed to free myself, as I recall. In fact, if I hadn't been there, Brejik and his thugs might have killed you in that fight. It's probably more accurate to say that I rescued you.
You didn't escape the Black Vulcans until we arrived, as I recall.
I'll admit that I probably wouldn't have been able to free myself if not for the brawl after the swoop race. I guess I should thank you for that, at least. Actually, your presence at the swoop track is what I'm curious about. It couldn't have been an easy task to find me there, yet somehow you managed. You also avoided detection by the Sith, discovered I was a Vulca prisoner, gained sponsorship for the race, and became the Taurus swoop champion. That's quite a resume.
What can I say? I'm a talented individual. What can I say? I'm a talented individual.
Yes, I can see you do not lack an ability, although modesty is another matter. When you were chosen to join this mission, I doubt any of us expected this much from you. A Jedi could have done such things, of course, but only by drawing heavily upon the Force.
I think you're underestimating us non-Jedi.
Perhaps, but the Force works through all of us to some degree or another. There are some individuals outside the Jedi Order that we consider Force-sensitive. It's obvious to me that the Force has been working through you. There is no other explanation for your great success. Though I'm not certain what to make of this discovery. Perhaps if you weren't... well, if you were younger, the Jedi might take you for training. But as it is...
Saying I'm too old. What are you trying to say?
I'm sorry. I've overstepped my authority. I'm speaking of things that are best left to the Jedi Council. For now, let's just accept the fact that you're gifted. Hopefully, between your abilities, my Jedi training, and the skills of our companions, we can find a way off this planet.
Okie dokie.
How can I help?
Never mind.
Then
That's everything we've learned, everything we can from the guys. Shouldn't speculate further. Feeling such matters of providence for the Jedi Council. Okay, I think this is a good time to sort of go around and clear up some of these tasks. I think we should take Bastila and Karth. Makes sense. You there, human. You are the rider who won the great swoop race in the lower city, right? That's right. I have a message from Kandris Ordo. He says to meet him in the cantina. Kandris? Isn't that the Mandalorian that works with Davik? Yes, that's the one. Given his connections, you can see why it would be wise to attend this meeting. Kandris didn't say why he wanted to meet you. He only said he had an offer you couldn't refuse. Given his connections, you can see why it would be foolish to ignore his request. Thanks for the message. I'll go meet him in the cantina. Wise choice, human. I would advise you not to wait too long. Mandalorians are known for many things, but patience is not one of them. Okie dokie.
Yes?
Oh, we should probably give Bastila her lightsaber back. There we go. And we could give her an all amplifier, why not? And I want to take this because one, it looks cool, and two, it Gives me a lot back. Constitution, dexterity. Take the dexterity. Always. Now, I want this and Bridget's belt because they do well together. Bridget's gloves are designed to enhance the hand-eye coordination of the wearer, so they're good on their own anyway. And then this, Bridget's belt, when used in conjunction with his armband, produces an effective barrier against melee attacks. So, if you have them both equipped, they give you like a joint bonus. Oh no, it's this. It's this and not the gloves, sorry. It's just these two. They give you like a really, really good barrier against melee attacks. Now, only against melee attacks, not against blaster rifles. So we'll give reflex. Yeah, we'll go with that. We can't give her any armor because she doesn't have any armor specs, so we can't armor her up, but that's fine. Because the lightsaber usually offers... I love doing that. I'll stop. Yeah, so she can defend herself with the lightsaber. So that obviously offers some... What does it recommend for her? Wisdom. I'm going to go ahead and do... Yeah, we'll go wisdom actually, because that'll give us more force points. And she's a sentinel, I think, Jedi sentinel, so they're really good with force powers. I'm not going to do that. We're going to go treat injury. Powers. Okay, so force powers. We get to pick a new force power for us. So she is obviously very sort of force focused, not so much combat, like lightsaber combat. So we can get her some really cool force powers. But I'm just going to go with burst of speed because it just means we can get around a lot easier. And trust me, it's worth it. Again, we'll go treat injury. I don't know why it makes me my wisdom. Okay, well maybe maybe put one in each. There we go. Burst of speed. Okay, we got that. So now let's get a funky force power. So you notice that they're split into dark side and light side powers. It's not so much. It doesn't really actually change your character that much. It just obviously you don't want a light side character using dark side powers because it looks a bit weird. So obviously we don't want wound. Stun's pretty good. Affect mind's pretty good. But that's only good for your main character because you're the only one that talks in dialogue. Slow's pretty good, but it's dark side. Fear's pretty good, but it's dark side. So shock, but it's dark side. So let's pick a decent one here. Let's pick a good one. I don't want to pick a dark side one. Energy resistance. Okay, that might be quite useful. Sort of like a shield. Okay, that might be quite useful. We'll get that. That increases everyone's points by 2 sort of physical attributes. So that'll make us all quite good at fighting. Skills, we'll go with one on each of these again. Feats. Force immunity, stun, nice. And night sense. What's night sense? Furthering their connection to force judge against additional sensitivity actions others in combat. This grants plus our defense and always. See, that's why armor for her isn't too big of a deal because she can defend herself in combat pretty good. I think we should go with improved flurry, but what does it recommend? Improved 2-weapon fighting. That actually might be a better idea because her double bladed lightsaber counts as a double-handed weapon. Counts as 2-weapon fighting. Oh, cure. We'll get cure. Completely forgot about cure. That's basically like heal, force heal, and that's just good for getting a pie back up to max. Okay, so this is for speed, which means that we can just run around a bit quicker. Oh, we need to go that way. I'm unsure on what to do. I want to head back down to the Undercity, but I know it's pretty far away, and I don't want to waste time. That's the wrong one. No, let's keep. Let's do some. We need to do some story
Master,
stuff.
I was wondering something. How did those Vulkars manage to capture a famous Jedi like you? Or were you knocked out when your escape pod crashed?
No, I was conscious. But my force powers were exhausted from using my battle meditation in the battle for the Endless Fire. Without my help, you might have never gotten off the ship alive.
Fair enough, but I've seen you Jedi in action. There's no way those thugs could have stood a chance against your lightsaber.
My lightsaber was misplaced. I couldn't find it after the crash. I looked everywhere in that pod. The Vulkars came and overwhelmed me even as I was searching for my weapon.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You lost your lightsaber? I mean, isn't that a violation of some kind of Jedi code or something?
Maybe losing the lightsaber is a side effect of a battle meditation. Ooh, ouch. Of all the Jedi in the galaxy, where do we get the one who's absent-minded? I think we should just probably like leave it alone, Carl.
This is no laughing matter. During the crash, my lightsaber must have fallen from my belt and rolled under my seat. The Vulkars probably found it there when they searched the wreckage.
Hey, don't get mad. I'm sorry. It's just funny to think of a legendary Jedi losing her lightsaber.
It is pretty funny,
Take
to
my
be
advice.
fair.
This is one detail you might want to keep out of the history texts.
I hardly consider myself a legend, Calf. Though I will consider your advice when I relate these events to the Jedi Council. There is no need for them to know every detail of what transpired.
Ooh, it's kind of awkward. Okay, let's keep going. I want to quickly get to the Undercity and back up, which we probably won't do that fast, but I really want. I just want to get out of the way, because that's the one that's most out of the way. So let's keep moving. Fast. Keep going.
This elevator is off limits. Only Sith patrols and those with proper authorization are allowed into the lower city. It's
Funny you should
obvious from
say
the way
that. Funny you should say that.
Well,
Here
why
are the
didn't
papers.
you say so? Everything seems to be in order. Okay, I guess you can go down to the lower city.
Thank you. God, I stood in my way. Sweet, let's go. Okay, quick.
Yes?
Fast. This is so much better than the original Xbox version. On the original Xbox version, the screen would go all blurry, and it was like so annoying. So it's nice to know that they don't have this effect on the PC version. Go, run, Forrest, run. So we need to give Rookil his journal back, and I also want to see if I can. I want to see if I can heal those infected prisoners. So we need to find Rookil first. Where are you? I think he's over here.
Greetings once more, Upworlder. Do you bring news of my apprentice? Have you discovered her fate and proved yourself to be a true savior of my people?
Your apprentice is dead, but I have a journal.
It is as I feared, then. She joins the list of those who have given their lives in the service of our cause. But though I am saddened by this news, there is yet hope. By finding my apprentice, you have proved yourself worthy, Upworlder. You are to be the beacon on our path to salvation. You will guide us to the promised land.
Oh, I think you've got me confused with someone else.
You are marked, Upworlder. Even my dim old eyes can see the mantle
Is there
of
something on my
destiny
face?
that cloaks you. Perhaps old Rookil knows you better than you know yourself. I am old. I have lived 100 years in the Undercity, cast down into the darkness. I know the legends and history of our people, and now you must learn it too.
I don't really want to. He goes on and on and on about it. And I don't want to hear it, no offense. Not interested in the history of you people, sorry man.
I offer you wisdom and you turn me away? Perhaps you are not ready to accept the role you must play in the destiny and salvation of my people. Very well, Upworlder. Return to me when...
He wants me to listen to the entire thing. So history of his outcast who dwell in the city seems to have something to do with the prophecy and the promised land. You can't help but wonder if the old man is suffering from some type of dementia.
What?
We might have to listen to it. It's long though.
The great city of Taris covers the entire surface of this planet. There is no land to grow food. Kelp harvests and the creatures of the sea are our only food source. A century ago, rising levels of toxic pollution poisoned the oceans and famine swept the planet. The rich hoarded food for their own use, and the poor were left to starve and die.
From what I've seen of Terrace, it doesn't look like much has changed. Except for the upper city, people here are just as bad off as the poor in your little history.
But the poor rose up against this tyranny, and civil war engulfed the planet. Millions died in the fighting, and huge sections of Taris were destroyed or abandoned. The rebellion was crushed in the end. Thousands were taken prisoner. The jails could not hold them all, and so the practice of banishing all prisoners to the Undercity was born.
Is that how you came to be down here? What does this have to do with me?
Many brave men and women were banished here to the Undercity for their part in the rebellion. People like my father and grandfather were cast down, along with their families. Now we live a dark existence beneath the streets of Terrace, a life devoid of all hope but one, the Promised Land. And you will be the one to show us the way to get there.
How can I lead you to the Promised Land when I don't even know what it is?
Legends tell of a self-sufficient colony founded just before the famine and lost during the Civil War. A paradise beneath the Undercity where droid servants tend to every need. For many years I searched for the Promised Land, just as my grandfather and father did before me. When I became old and gray, my apprentice continued the search on my behalf.
Sounds like a myth to me. Something to give the people here some false hope to cling to so they don't go mad with despair.
I have collected many clues hinting at its location. The journal of my apprentice provides yet more information. But still, there are too many pieces missing from this puzzle. But I know my father and grandfather each had journals where they recorded their own discoveries. Perhaps with their journals, I could at last uncover its hidden location.
And you want me to find these missing journals?
I have nothing to offer if you help me in this. I hope the knowledge that you are helping the entire village escape a life of darkness and suffering is reward enough.
Sorry, I need an actual reward if you want to help. Don't worry, Rick, I'll find those
It
journals.
is many decades since my father set out on his
I
journey.
remember they was eager to
But
explore
I
the sewers.
remember he was
You might want to
eager
begin your
to
search for that.
I wish you luck in your...
Okay, so I think I've already got the journals, but I think everyone leaves, so I don't want to do that yet.
Back again?
I brought you a cure for the serum.
Your offer is generous, Upworld. The villagers infected with... Nobody would be foolish enough.
Basically, she drains on, so you have to just leave the infected ones to die, you coward. I'm going through those gates trying to help the infected
I
ones.
can't...
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quick save just in case it uses my serum. What I'm going to do is go in here.
Please, help us. We're infected with the rat ghoul disease. At any moment we could... no! This cannot be... No!
Okay, maybe I can't. Ugh. Gross.
You asked for this!
So be it!
Cut through them like butter.
What?
What can I do?
Now, if you could heal me, please.
What?
Thank you. Oh, there is more. Can I heal them?
Please, please, you have to help us.
I brought you serum to cure the rat ghoul.
You...
Here, take this Ruggle serum. I have enough for both of you.
Quickly, I feel the disease burn. Thank you, Upworlder. You have saved us.
Probably escape pods. What are you talking about?
Not long ago, an escape pod crashed, and I'd tell you more if I could, but our salvage team never reached the pod. We should go now.
Okay, so that's useless information then. Because we've already found it. Do we still have Ruggle serum? Please tell me we still got Ruggle serum. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we can still give it to Zelka. Sweet. Okay, so that's pretty much everything done down here. We'll talk to Rook, he'll give him the plans, and then he'll get going.
Welcome back.
I have all 3 journals here. Take them.
Can it be true? Is it possible that at long last the dream of my father and grandfather before him will be fulfilled? I can hardly bear to look. Yes, of course.
Excuse me.
Now I understand. It all makes sense. Now I see why the Promised Land has been so hard to find. It is so obvious. You have done a great thing, Upworlder. A selfless act that will bring great joy to all the people of this village.
Well, you're welcome.
I must take this to Gendar right away.
Frukill, what do you want now? Have you more fables of a hidden paradise just waiting for us to find it?
You may not think these are fables after you see what I have brought you, Gendar. Look at these journals.
What? No, it can't be. Are these real, Frukill? Is this information accurate?
I swear to you, everything in these journals is